Hello and welcome back to Boxing Social in association with Betfred. My name's Ayman Khan and I'm here at the Peacock Gym in Essex, Epping with the one and only Denzel Too Sharp Bentley. Denzel, how's life treating you?
Not too bad. And yourself?
Yeah, not too bad at all. First time in Epping, so a bit of a change of scenery, but not too bad at all from a boy from Birmingham coming over here, so yeah. Not too bad. But speaking of Birmingham, that's where you last were, wasn't it, Denzel? I was there ringside to watch you fight, get your knockout. We'll get there in a second, first of all. A little bit late, but your New Year, your Christmas, how was it?
Yeah, no, it was all good. I enjoyed it. But it's just getting back to work now and, doing what I do, so yeah.
That's fair enough. So let's go then. Let's go back to Birmingham. I didn't get a chance to speak to you then, but I mean, you got the knockout victory. You got to perform in front of your crowd as well. How was that experience for you?
Yeah, no, it was good. I've only ever boxed in London as a professional, so it was nice to go out to Birmingham, packed out arena, good crowd, good reception, a good slot on the card as well, so it was good. Come back with a good win, so I was happy with it. I enjoyed the area as well, so yeah.
Not too bad at all. I mean, in terms of this year, I think I saw you put out a tweet not so long ago. You put out a list of names, an interesting list of names. Can't quite rack the names off of my head at the moment, but I remember seeing the likes of Selecki on there, Hassan and Daman there. Talk to me about kind of your targets for this year and why those names that you picked out.
I picked those names because they're good names. They're very, very, very good names. I think everyone on that list I put had fought for a world title before, so it's just that fringe world level kind of place, and that's where I want to be this year. Unless I'm fighting for titles, I'm really over the domestic scene. I want to be known for my boxing a bit more worldwide. You know what I'm saying? So I want to be a bit more international. The domestic fights are always going to be there, but I just thinking to myself at home one day, like I just want to branch out a bit more. And those are the names that I thought these are very good names. If not former world champions, they box for world titles and they box at a very high level. So if I can get in there with these guys, any of them names, and perform and look good and win, then I'm on my way to do good things. So I thought those are very, very, very good step-up fights and good 50-50 fights as well. So yeah.
Is that the plan then for you? I mean, have you spoke to Frank about that, try and get those names in with you this year? Is that the plan?
You know what? I haven't spoke to Frank, but I sent them names to my manager. But just as I sent them, a couple of days later, it came out that the board had put me forward for the British again. So I was mandated for the British and it's going to purse bids on 9th of February. So yeah, we wait to see how that goes, and so I'll potentially fight for the British next, and then after that I might have that discussion. But it's just that as soon as I came up with them names, that happened. So we don't really want to overlook anything. Like, we can put that to the side for now. I'll fight for that, and then after that we move from there.
I mean, how do you feel? Because you obviously mentioned in the international names, but then you got that kind of British thing going on. So priority-wise, what do you see? Do you want to get that title back? Because I mean, obviously you had that fight with Felix Cash, didn't come out on the winning on that one, on the rebuild now, coming back. Do you want to get that title back?
Yeah, definitely, man. I didn't like the way I lost it, so getting that back is, it's definitely on my list. But I'd always said if I didn't get a chance to get that back, I would like to move on. But I do have the chance to get it back. I'm not going to turn it down, so we're here now. I'll fight for that, I win it back, and then I move on from there. But I think getting that back will be good for me.
In terms of some of the other fighters in the gym, I know you've got a good relationship with the fighters here. Chris Bourke, for example, who's looking to kind of push on as well. How are the other fighters looking too?
Yeah, no, they're looking good, man. I'm just here at this workout. The fighters are looking good. They're looking sharp on the pads. You can tell they've been training. Chris Bourke, my stable mate, great fighter. I like his style. I like the way, he's spiteful in the ring, and for a small guy, he can bang as well. Yeah. So I think you're going to see more of that as he steps up and these opponents start opening up and getting comfortable, thinking, they can try and, get something out of him. So I think the more he steps up, the better he's going to look. And that's just me, obviously judging from a biased perspective, but not just because he's my gym mate, because of what I've seen him do in the gym, sparring and with whatever on the pads and all the workouts. I know how hard he works and the work he puts in. So I'm just looking forward to seeing his career unfold as well as everyone else in the gym.
Big fight coming up, that being Chris Eubank Jr. and Williams in the middleweight division. How do you see that fight going?
That's a good fight. I think it's going to be a tear-up. I think we're going to see the old Eubank. But if we do see the new Eubank, I think that fight favours Williams. I think all the, trying to box and move and like how he boxed against Marcus Morrison, it weren't really the best of performances. Or maybe he just boxed like that because he knew he was comfortable and was in the lead. But if he boxes like that, I think Williams will find a few openings. But I think the pressure Williams comes with is going to make Eubanks revert to his old self and just go in there for a scrap. So I think we're in for an explosive fight.
And in terms of another, a world champion fighter who might be moving up, might be vacating, Demetrius Andrade, what do you kind of see him kind of doing? Just he's got that kind of mandatory against Janibek Alimkhanuly, but he might look to move up to super middleweight. Do you think that kind of happens with Demetrius Andrade?
He's massive. He's a big guy. So if he moves up to super middleweight, I think he'll be comfortable at that weight. But he's just not getting the fights that he wants at middleweight, and so I don't see why he would hang about, because he's got that fight against Kazakhstan, and then he's a good fighter, by the way. But I still think Demetrius wins that, and Demetrius has had a lot of mandatories, and he hasn't overlooked any of them. He's been in that position where he's like, you know what, I've got to stay grounded. He hasn't slipped up, and that's a hard route to go by, just fighting guys that you can't really get up for, but you're taking care of business. So. And they're all good opponents, really, as well, but they're just not big names. But I think the WBO got a rule where if you're a champion and you move up, you're automatically mandatory for the champion. So if he's going to move up, now will be the time, because then he'll be mandatory for Canelo. And then he can actually openly say Canelo's ducking him if he doesn't take the fight. But right now, you can't really say that, because Canelo's for everybody. But if he moves up and becomes mandatory and Canelo doesn't fight him, then he can say, yeah, Canelo's ducking him. But I think the best option may be for him to move up, because he's not going to get the names he wants at middleweight.
Bit of a convoluted situation going on at heavyweight in terms of what's going on with Anthony Joshua, the Usyk rematch, maybe Tyson Fury fights Usyk, or maybe it fights Dillian White. Denzel, I want to know from a boxer's point of view, a fan's point of view too, what fight do you actually want to see?
I like to see all of them, like, individually. I like to see all of them. I think I'm interested in all of them, but I think the main fight we should have got was AJ Fury, and then he could finally get put to bed, who's the next undisputed champion since Lennox Lewis. But I think the AJ Usyk rematch is going to be a good fight. Dillian White versus Fury is a good fight, because I think Dillian White will bring it. Dillian White's just not going to sit back. He'll bring his A game. He's going to try and take it to Fury. Fury's also found this new style of just being a bully. So it's going to be an explosive fight. So I think all of them fights are interesting. Whichever one gets made, I'll be interested to watch it.
Denzel, finally, let's bring this back to you. When can people expect to see you back out in the ring doing what you do best?
Hopefully around March, April time. So I'm in the gym anyway. I've started my camp really, and I'm in the gym all year round. To say camp is like as if I'd been off and I'm back. Do you know what I mean? So I've been in the gym, getting ready. So whatever happens after these purposes, I'll be ready for anyway. So yeah, I'm in my mind, I've got around March, April. So that's what I'm working towards. But we'll see what happens when after the purposes.
Denzel, I wish you all the best. Thank you so much for speaking to Boxing Social. All the best. Thank you so much. Cheers, champ.